The 3rd of September will mark the comeback of the one and only Sergeant. Exactly 1 year after his last fight, he is fighting again. Nick Hein, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. I'm about to end my training camp here in Los Angeles. We are about to go back on the weekend, and to be honest, I have been training a lot, and we have been changing a lot, and I'm really anticipating my comeback too. So everyone is excited.
Okay, I can imagine. A lot of things happened since the last time we spoke back in May. You got cleared by the UFC to fight at the Hamburg event. You were forced out of your last scheduled fight in Rotterdam because of a herniated spinal disc. How was your reaction when you found out you could fight on the Hamburg card?
First of all, when I knew that the event was going to take place or happen, I still didn't have I didn't know if I would be able to fight there. So I was excited, but at the same time I was a little bit like, am I going to be there or not? And then the UFC gave me like an option how I can get the clearance, and I eventually had to go to the States. I talked to a doctor here in Los Angeles, and like after quite a long term of physiotherapy, and I got some not surgery, but like a minor injection therapy.
Mhm.
It turned out that the herniated disc, and especially the not how you call it, the symptoms were basically gone. And when the doctor could also agree with that and gave me the clarification, I was very happy. I was very excited, and it's like my personal comeback or Rocky story. Since then everything went really, really, really well, and I'm really excited.
All right. How do you get mentally ready after this injury? Are you afraid the injury or the layoff will affect your performance?
No, I don't think so. The thing is, I'm a perfectionist. I'm
Mhm.
like, if I feel like a small, tiny tickle in my finger, I get nervous again, and then I do all the things I can do that something like this, that everything goes away. So I do my regularly do my physiotherapy. I am always in contact with my doctors. Like sometimes I think I step on their nerves, but it's like I feel like I have to do it, and it's the same with training. As soon as I feel something is not going right, I jump on it, and I believe there's no chance that we did anything, that we could have done anything better. So I really believe I should be able to put on a great performance on the 3rd of September, and not being like set back by anything.
All right. You already said you went to visit some doctors in Los Angeles to get the clearance you needed, but you
Yes,
stayed in LA to train for the upcoming fight. You're
yes,
currently training with a countryman of mine, Anthony Hardong,
yes,
co-founder of the Dynamics martial arts.
yes.
Tell us something more about the transition from Tiger Muay Thai to Dynamics. Are there a lot of differences between the camps?
First of all, the reason why I trained or started training with Anthony Hardong is because I needed a head coach. I was looking for a head coach that basically has the experience and doesn't fight himself anymore, and takes me by the hand, and I'm pretty sure that I have talents, and I have some yeah, like let's stay with talents that can bring me far. But there's holes in all over my game that basically like didn't really or like prevented me from executing to my best ability. So I was looking for somebody that can put those things together and fill those holes with like stuff I need, like MMA specific cage work, for example, the striking, the kicking, the everything you basically need to be a complete mixed martial artist. And yeah, and that's how I found Anthony. And I really, really love the training with him. And he's one of those guys that is not only a great practitioner of MMA as a athlete and as a coach, but he also has the mental aspect. He understands the game.
Yeah.
And that is something that really, really is a big advantage. And this camp has been so different because I was listening to what he told me, and he has been like this leader, you know, that is like taking the steering wheel and directing where we are going. So I had to give the responsibility a little bit out of from my back to him, and he was and worked very well till now.
Yeah, Anthony's very knowledgeable about the game, so I think you made a great choice in trying and training with him and his camp, of course. It's good to hear the training camp is going so well. I know every time you had to cut weight, it was easier for you because you had a different and better approach. How is the weight cut coming along this time?
Again, it's the same story that we had like when we talked last time. It got better again, and I'm actually quite a little bit ahead of my schedule, which is a little bit.
Good thing.
It makes me very happy, and but I know it's like rocket science, like tiny adjustments here and there, and suddenly you weigh 1 or 2 kilos less than you did like last time, and it's like, man, now you really have to stay on that track because you know it can backfire fast, and you gain weight fast. So I knock on wood that it stays like this, and my manager's birthday, for example, is soon, and I know there's going to be cake and stuff, and this is like a danger zone for me. So you know, but probably while they party, I'm going to stay in front of the house.
All right. The UFC announced your opponent in June. You will fight Tai Yong-bang from Seoul, South Korea.
Yes.
What do you know about your opponent?
Oh, I think I know quite a lot because we have been like watching his fights a lot. We have been studying him a lot. Also, maybe a little more than I used to study my opponents beforehand. Okay. We know that he started actually as a southpaw and then switched in his last fights to regular. So we are ready for both. We know that he is a guy that comes straight forward and tries to knock people out. He tries to, like in every shot, he tries to basically end the fight.
Yeah.
We are ready for that. And there's also some holes we could find. Of course, we will try to capitalize on that. So we have our strategy and game plan, and we have plan A as well as plan B and eventually C.
That's very good to hear. Not even a week after they announced your fight, the event sold out already. Do you expect the home field advantage to play a big role during the fight?
Yes, the reason is I'm very sensitive to fan and people's reaction. I'm very sensitive for that. Yeah. So it means like I'm not somebody that just like shakes off like a criticism so easy. Some people do that. I take that a lot of times like personal, but at the same time, like I really love and I really benefit from let's say love, you know, the love of the fans. And I've experienced that 2 times already in Germany, which boosted my performance. And now knowing that this show is sold out, and I know a major part of the people that are there will be there for me. So, man, I expect that I will perform to also because of that very well.
German fans will definitely all be behind you, so that is one thing you don't have to worry about. This is actually the 3rd straight year you will be fighting in your home country, Germany, which must be awesome. The last fight in Germany ended in a unanimous decision. Do you
Yes.
expect to finish this time?
We worked on that very, very hard. We worked on every aspect, like being it in the stand-up or on the ground, also on my capacity, and not only for this fight, but also for the future, for me to be able to end fights. It's something that I personally also brought as a desire into the camp. I don't really like decisions, and I have had a lot, but basically I blame that on the holes I had in my game, on the gaps, not being able to really be a complete martial artist. And I think I came a big step closer to that aim, and I will always try also in the future, like to improve and to make it way more exciting for the fans. And of course, man, now Hamburg would be like the perfect stage, to do that.
Yeah.
To be honest, every now and then I dream of that, like, when I listen to some radio and then, I have the music going on, and then I see myself like with an awesome performance, and then like slow motion and bam, those things. So yeah, it's I'm really, really looking forward for a finish.
Okay. Last time,
On my end though.
of course, on your end. Last time we spoke, we talked about UFC on German television for a bit. We now know the highlights of the event will air on Pro7 Max.
Yes.
And the entire event will stream live on web TV Run Fighting. What do
Yes.
you think about these developments?
I mean, that's great. Who would have thought? Look, let's go back 3 years. Who would have thought the UFC would be broadcasted on free TV on German television? Who would have thought that an event would be sold out like a week after the announcement? Who would have thought those things? And man, everyone like would have been declared like crazy if you would have said those things. So we are obviously doing the UFC, and also the German community obviously is doing something right. So I'm very happy. To be honest, the Dutch people they influenced us a little bit, because they sold out the event in Rotterdam like so fast. And
Yeah.
I mean, I was there. The event was awesome. The atmosphere.
Yeah.
I must admit, I think there was maybe one, not maybe even one of the best events that I experienced personally. And then it's like, man, we are also passionate. We also love the sport, and suddenly those things happen. Now we can also show like who we are, and that we love that too. And I think it's a great chance now in Hamburg.
Okay, I want to thank you for making the time to talk to us. And actually, before we finish, you were in the process of writing a book about political subjects. Can you give us an update? Will the book be ready come January 2017?
That is a good question, because we are right now at the final week before the deadline that I have to fill it in, and like I'm a little bit I don't want to say stressed, but we are like we are writing in lightning speed right now that we can finish it. So yes, I think this is going to happen.
All right, we're going to wrap up the interview, but before I do, please tell the fans where they can find you on social media.
Yes, that's a good thing. So, dear fans, like, you can find me on Facebook, as well on Instagram, and on Twitter with Nick Hein MMA. So it's NICKHEIN and then MMA, one word.
Okay, you guys heard it. Give the sergeant a follow and you won't be disappointed. Again, thank you so much for your time. We will surely talk soon. Viele Grüße und Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, vielen Dank.